Bam! And there it is. What's good, party people in this place to be? Good morning. Good morning. It's your man's Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by Stapha Don. Stapha Don, what's good?
What's good, homie? What's good, homie?
Hey, I'm chilling.
Just
I'm chilling. I'm eating healthy. Look here. Look at this. It don't look entirely delicious, but it's a fruit smoothie. Your man's is trying to do his thing. Trying to stay healthy. You know what I mean?
right,
Um,
right, right, right.
um, them. I don't know for them diabetics, bro. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta, So anyway,
I hear, I hear that. I hear that, man. Well, with me this morning, I just had some coffee and regular, I should say, American stuff. Toast with scrambled eggs. I guess that's regular,
right.
right? And that's it. And some other meditations, I should say. I wouldn't say it over on the air, but yeah,
Yeah, that,
yeah, that.
that,
You
that.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus also freeze. I'm out here in sunny South Florida. I'm here with my daughter. I took her to Legoland yesterday.
Okay.
So yeah, man, we out here just enjoying the good weather.
Poppy of the
You know.
year. Poppy of the year. What's good with that, man? Man. I'm proud of y'all, man. I'm proud of y'all. I saw Tricky Nicky the other day doing
Uh-huh.
the father of the year thing, and then I saw
Right, right.
Jay Boogie doing the fatherhood thing. And yo, I'm proud of y'all, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, plus I got my sister from Delaware out here. I got my grandma that came from New York also too. She's out here with
What
me.
what part of New York?
She's from Brooklyn. So my sister drove from Philly to
What part
pick
of
her
Brook?
up.
What part of we talking about? What part of Brooklyn, man?
We talking about
William
East New York. East New
Williamsburg.
York.
She from
Nah, nah, nah,
Williamsburg.
nah. She from East New York over
Okay.
there on what is it? East 40th and Farragut, somewhere out there. Somewhere out there. So
That's
yeah,
good. That's good, man.
yeah. And
Shout out to East New York.
then I got my little brother from all the way from Laurel, Maryland. He flew out here too. So yeah, we just in
Okay.
a big Airbnb, just
So
kicking it.
so it's a family affair.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The funny thing about it is that when you meet up all family, sometimes it's a bad situation. But we try as a family to get together
You mean when you
on
get
good
together?
situations.
You mean when you get together? I mean, so you saying when you get together, y'all have drama, or you mean when you get together, it's usually because something bad happened?
Right. It's like a funeral
Okay.
or what I mean, something, what I mean, that's all when, but we try to just, be do family time, what I mean, whether, a good thing.
Right.
So for my daughter's birthday, we all decided just to get together and just, reminisce on some good times and have a good time.
And eat good.
Yeah, and
Yeah, man.
my
Yeah,
mom, my
man.
mom, my mom threw down last night before she leave. Yeah, she drove up. Shout out to her. She drove up here from Fort Lauderdale too. She threw it down in the kitchen. So shout out to moms.
Some Mom Dukes.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out.
She baked some cake. She did walnut cake. She did
What?
yeah, man, a sponge cake. She did shrimp, the salmon. She did everything yesterday. Yeah. Shout out to moms.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Anyway, enough about me is NBA talk.
Nah, it ain't never enough about our people, bro. We gotta let people. We hey, for those out there, Blorange his family in the NBA landscape and around the world, we are real humans. We are not robots.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
man, you looking good, man. You looking good. That Florida weather doing you some good.
Yeah, man. So, just trying to just take it easy, man. Been a lot of things on my mind, you know what I mean? So it's good to get away and just relax and talk some NBA talk with my man Freezy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And so we might have some company come through. Spoke with Soul Finger 12. He had some stuff going, some personal dealings. that's holding him back. So he hadn't been around like he wanted to be.
Right.
So he might be able to come through. And for those that are here, King Ribby is in the building.
Shout out King Ribby.
Now, don't King Ribby sound like the dude that you be wanting to hang out like at his crib or whatever? King Ribby to be the one like, man, y'all been here all day, man. Y'all ain't got nowhere else to go, man. But we kind of to go. Yeah, like everybody just say King Ribby crib, just going in his fridge, just hanging out. Yeah, man. So
shout out to King Ribby.
So let's get down to it because I got some stuff. You know me, I like to be prepared with some things, and I also like to have the conversation be fluid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But let me ask you this: just a general question, just a general NBA question. It ain't difficult. It ain't hard, right? So, what has impressed you the most about this NBA season?
Oh man. Well, we could start with the East.
Nah, the most. Now just tell me the most, like the thing that impressed you the most. Like what thing? Is it the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, the Eastern Conference, that conference has surprised me the most. They have gotten better. The teams that were bottom dwellers, some of the teams they're up in the standings right now. The Cleveland Cavaliers, the Chicago Bulls, even on the West, you have the Pelicans, making a run at the play-in. You got the Timberwolves, who is, I believe, they're at the 7th seed right now. So I should just say the surprise teams for me, not as far as the East is a surprise, just some of the bottom teams that is a surprise to me that's in the playoffs right now. So let me just rephrase it like that. So that's the surprising thing. Some of the teams that were at the bottom, they're making a push right now, to establish themselves. The Timberwolves and the Cavaliers and the Charlotte Hornets. Those are the teams that's a surprise to me.
Okay. Hey, is my mic too low? Can you hear me good?
I can hear you clearly, very clear.
Yeah, it's not too low. So
no, you're not too low. You're very good. I can hear you real good in the earphones.
Okay. Yeah, because White Falcon said my mic's too low.
Well, I mean, if you want, you could turn it up a little bit, but you good.
Okay. All right. I didn't want to overwhelm it. I didn't want to come through like
that sounds good.
Yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to White Falcon.
Yeah, man.
See, his boy Paul George came back. Dropped a 30 piece on the Nuggets. Not on the Nuggets, on the Jazz in his return. So that's good to see PG back and playing good. That's another team that's surprising to me that fell off with their 2 superstars and still managed to be in the play-in. So it's a lot of surprises, Freezy. A lot of surprises. I got a shout out to Luke, because he has done a remarkable job with his 2 stars not even being there, and to still be in the top 8. So that's impressive right there.
That's very impressive. Let me speak to what I think is the most impressive thing. Right, and this is just my opinion. Right, this is
no. Go ahead.
I'm not forcing.
It's NBA talk.
I'm
NBA
not,
talk. Nobody can kill you for your opinion.
Yeah, no, I got you. So I'm impressed that the Phoenix Suns lost Chris Paul, and they are still mowing down the NBA without Chris Paul. Right now, the Phoenix Suns are 62-15. So they won when I think they had won in the 40s in terms of W's when
Hmm.
Chris Paul got hurt, like after the All-Star break and all of that. And they are still mowing teams down. It's April, bruh. It's April.
Wow.
They still mowing teams down. And listen, we was saying the narrative was this is my voice. I'm mocking people, right? I like to mock people sometimes. So this is my mocking voice, right? But the Phoenix Suns were only good because Chris Paul. Remember that? Remember that narrative?
Right.
Remember that narrative? The Phoenix Suns were only good because they signed Chris Paul. If we signed Chris Paul, we'd have been good too, right? But now, but what the Phoenix Suns are showing everybody out here in the NBA landscape is that without Chris Paul, they will still cut your rump. You feel me?
Right.
Without Chris Paul, they will still put them paws on you. Right? That's the thing that I'm most impressed by. I think Monty Williams is not only the coach of the year this year, but he might just be the best coach in the league.
That's
Period.
that's I mean, look, I'm not gonna go that far because you still got Eric Spoelstra, and I still think he's one of the best coaches also too, because he also has Miami Heat as number one.
Right.
And with the mini losing streak that they had the other day, at least 4 games, they still are on top of the East. So I got to give it to Eric Spoelstra too. So I'm not
Right.
going to give it to Monty. I'm impressed with Monty also too, and I'm not going to give it Monty because he still has Devin Booker. He still had Devin Booker. He still had DeAndre Ayton.
What would the
Right.
Miami Heat be without Jimmy Butler?
um.
If Jimmy Butler missed 2 months of the season and it was Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, what would the Heat be doing right now?
I don't think they will be on top of the East, but I do think they probably will still fit into the top 4.
Right.
They will be at least 4. You know what I mean? Probably like a game or 2 on top of the team that's 5th right now. Right. So I will still put them. I would still put them 4 or 5 if
Right.
they didn't have Jimmy Butler. So
Right. Right.
you
Yeah,
know.
I feel you. I feel you. But I do feel like you got to give credit to Monty Williams because the Phoenix Suns without Chris Paul, before Chris Paul got there, this Phoenix Suns team was a 8 seed type playing type team. And that's a fact. Because they in the bubble before Chris Paul, they missed out on the 2020 playoffs, even though they went 8-0 in the bubble, right? They
Right.
get Chris Paul, they bring Chris Paul into their culture, they make the NBA finals off go, right? And then this year, without Chris Paul, or with and without Chris Paul, they're 12 games above the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat have only won 50 games. Phoenix has won 62, right? 62 without their Hall of Famer. And for the most part, Miami has won 50 games and they're completely healthy. They're completely healthy and they've only won 50 games. Now, I'm not disparaging your point. I'm just saying if you look at the comparison of the two, I think you gotta give Monty Williams more credit. You know what I'm saying? And then
Right. Right.
in the Eastern Conference, while overall the conference is better, there are some teams that had some down years, i.e. the Pacers, the Knicks, the Nets, the Hawks. The Bulls started off hot and cooled off significantly.
Right.
Right. The only hot team in the conference is the Boston Celtics.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, the Raptors are hot lately, but they hadn't been hot all season. The Celtics looked like they were going to be a playing team, and all of a sudden they got their defense right. And now they are.
They traded for Derek White. So, and getting rid of Richardson. So that was a key factor in their run also too. And I believe they also Jaden Brown and Tatum, I believe they had a discussion, and I guess they discussed wherever they had to discuss, and from there, they went on and they make that run. So shout
Yeah,
out to Aduko, is that's his name? The name of the coach? I can't remember his name, but
yeah, Nia Long boyfriend. Yeah,
right, you're right, which is a, product of Popovich. So
right.
anything out there, I believe anything come out underneath that tree, is going to be a very successful coach. You got to look at Budenholzer too with uh with the Bucks. So anything underneath that tree under Greg Popovich, I think is going to succeed in pause
You think they're in the
in the NBA.
coach of the year conversation?
Um, Aduke, what's the name? I
No,
forgot his name.
no, Budenholzer.
Um, nah, no, I
Right.
wouldn't say so.
I was gonna say because
No, I wouldn't say so. No.
I think it's a two-man race right now. I think it's the Celtics coach and it's Monty Williams.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you got also in the MVP race too. You got to put in Jason Tatum also too, because
Okay.
he has snuck up in that race also too in the past couple weeks.
Right. Right.
So besides the two front runners, Embiid and Jokic, uh, my man's came up is coming up the ladder. So you got Tatum, Giannis, and then you still got DeRosa behind him, and then you have John Morant. So that closes out that top six right there in that MVP race. And then you,
Hmm.
you got the two coaches of the year, and Aduko uh, and
Uh,
Monty Williams.
right.
You know, and then you gotta still throw in Spoelstra also too as a honorable mention for number three. So
Yeah, I don't think he in that race, Stefan. I ain't gonna lie to you. I
Spoelstra.
yeah, I don't see
Well, I
Spoelstra.
still, I still, I still, I still see him probably still going to get a vote, but
Yeah, probably.
you know,
Probably be. I would say Taylor Jenkins from the Grizzlies deserves that
oh yeah,
spot.
that's another one too. That's definitely another surprise team
Right.
that's been at the at number 8, 9 for the past 2, 3 years, and they are number 2 seed right now in the West. So you definitely got to give it to that other young man too. So I will bump a Duque, the Boston, and put him as number 2 to Monty Williams. So that will be my top 3 right there. Monty, Memphis, Coach, and then Boston. Those will be my top 3 right there.
Yeah, and guys, listen. Osaduke mentioned it. He said you missing Taylor Jenkins. You can't forget. Nah, we just brought him up.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
That's what we talked.
yeah.
Taylor Jenkins. That's the coach of the
Taylor
Memphis
Jenkins.
Grizzlies. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, we definitely can't forget him.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely,
We,
yeah.
yeah.
Very impressed with him because he doesn't have John Morant for the past couple weeks. And you got Desmond Bain, and then you got the young man that just came off an injury. He coming off and making an impact. And
Dylan
then
Brooks. Yeah,
then you got Milton, you know what I mean? So, I mean, he got those guys clicking on all cylinders without John Morant for the past couple of weeks coming down to the end of the season. So, and they
right.
just had a big win against playoff teams, the Golden States, so we're very, very, very impressed with Taylor Jenkins. Very
Yeah,
impressed.
man. Yeah, man. He's last year. He impressed me with his passion in that loss to the Knicks. Last year, if you remember, Taylor Jenkins is the dude that had the meltdown in the Knicks game. Um, when the Knicks basically And for those that don't know, I'm a Knicks fan. I've been a Knicks fan since about 1974, 1975, something like that. Right. And so last year in a game in Memphis where the Knicks got red hot at the beginning of their winning streak, the Knicks manhandled, and I don't mean blew them out. I mean, they were the Knicks legit came in there and was so much more physical than the Grizzlies that Ja Morant and Taylor Jenkins couldn't stand it. And Taylor Jenkins had a meltdown against his team because he felt like the Knicks were bullying his team. And from that point on, you never saw Memphis get bullied like that again. You could say from that point, the Memphis Grizzlies has been a top 4 team in the NBA since that point.
Yes.
So
for sure. So shout out to Evil Raven 69, E Gibson, Ashley, Inc. 1, Antonio Nicholas, us Duque. Yeah, shout out to all you guys. That's Heavy Reese. Yeah, shout out to all those guys who's tuning in to us this morning. S. Brooklyn, Keith Turner. Yeah, shout you guys, man. Shout out you guys, man. NBA talk this early Sunday morning. You already know my man Freezy.
For sure. Hey, so I am enjoying bacon, but this is vegan bacon. It's plant-based bacon. Imagine that. Plant-based bacon. Gotta be healthy, guys. Gotta be healthy.
Bro, just go ahead and just eat the raw turkey bacon or pork bacon, whatever. I don't understand it, man. Plant-based bacon, bro? Really?
And
plant-based
sausage.
I guess.
Man, gotta be healthy, man. I need these organs to last me a lifetime, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I know. You got a bunch of grown ones running around. They need you.
Yeah. And so
they need their pops. I'm listening.
For sure. Let me ask you this. I want to speak to a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
So the playoffs are right around the corner. The playoffs are 2 weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The playoffs are 2 weeks away. And the playoffs don't intrigue me with teams. Like, I don't care about a certain team because my Knicks not there, so I don't really care. But what does intrigue me?
Man.
What? Yo, D Public Enemy says that's not bacon, plant faking. Yeah, D Public, get out of here trolling us already.
Shout him out.
Yeah, man. Yo, shout out. So, what intrigues me about the playoffs is the matchups of teams and how certain matchups from year to year starts to develop rivalries. The most intriguing matchup to me in the NBA playoffs is always the 4-5 matchup.
Right.
The 4 seed versus the 5 seed. Right. And if you go by that right now, in the Western Conference, you'll have the Dallas Mavericks versus the Utah Jazz.
And that's going to be a hell of a matchup right there.
Yeah, that's going to be, yeah.
And everybody will be watching that particular series just because of what Donovan Mitchell, you know what I'm saying, is saying, you know? So that's, and then you got Quinn Snyder, he's on the hot seat. He might lose his job this year if he doesn't make it to the Western Conference Finals. He has to make it to the Western Conference Finals to keep his job.
Well,
you definitely right. That matchup is going to be very interesting.
For one, those Duke point guards know how to coach. You know what I'm saying? People don't remember Quinn Snyder playing point guard at Duke, but he played point guard at Duke back in the day. I remember rooting for him. It's funny how you see these guys, one day they're like a snotty-nosed freshman, and the next thing you know, they're a 50-year-old man coaching the NBA team. You're like, wow, where did the time go? But yeah, that's Quinn Snyder,
Yo,
right?
shout out to my man. Even though he lost last night, he had a good run. To Coach K, um, you know, yeah, I mean, to Final Four in your last run, your boys couldn't pull it out. So
Oh,
shout
I
out
know,
Coach K. Shout out
I know,
Coach K.
because G Man was reminding me the whole time. Hey, y'all look like y'all gonna lose, Uncle Freezy. Nah, I know. T. Williams, what's good? Silver Surfers in the building. Miss Geraldine, what's good? So the matchup between the Jazz and the Dallas Mavericks, I think, is one where you might see an instant classic. You might see an instant classic, right? Um, I think the matchup of Donovan Mitchell against those small guards of Dallas, the Brunson and Dinwiddie's not small, but I think Dinwiddie may have lost a step, right? Right.
Look who's here, guys.
Hey, baby. Happy birthday.
He said happy birthday. He said,
All right. All right. Look who here. It's family time. Okay. You having fun?
see if you're having fun. I'm having fun.
All right. All right. Yeah, man.
Daddy gonna see you in a little bit, okay? All right.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, so Staffer, this 4-5 matchup, bro, I think is going to be very entertaining. I think you may see 2 or 3 games where Donovan Mitchell goes off of 50 against the Mavs.
Yeah, I think they could pull off. I think they could win that series.
Right.
I think they could win that series. Didwitty and uh and my
Brunson.
boy Luca and Bronson. Yeah, they. I don't think three of them could take the Mavs to the next level. I
Okay.
think I think I think they missing somebody else. And me and
Okay.
Soul Finger on NBA 101, we spoke about this. You know, can a superstar come in there and take Luca to the next level? You
Right.
know, so and I think that they're missing a piece. So I think Donovan. I think it'll go down to a game 7. But as you said, I think 350-point games by Donovan and him breaking out this year, I think is due. So
Right.
I think you're right. I think you're on to something, Freeze.
Especially if Mike Conley can stay healthy.
Yes.
If
Yes.
Mike
And
Conley can
then
stay healthy in the mixture of Jordan Clarkson.
you just took the words right out my mouth to him as a six man of the year, reigning six man of the year.
Right.
Next within competition to that boy down there in Miami. So
Right.
with a healthy Jordan Clarkson, I believe, you know, look, he has to come up big also too. Clarkson has to come up big. He has to step in. If he's averaging 15 points, he need to average at least 20 in the
Right.
playoffs.
Right. Right. And not just a random selfish 20, but it has to be an impactful 20, right? Because we've seen unimpactful 20-point games, right? So what I would say is I don't know. I don't know. They have Daniel House. Didn't the Knicks have Daniel House this season? Jay Busby, what's good? What's good, y'all? So I'm looking at the Jazz's roster. The combination of Whiteside, Royce O'Neal, Rudy Gobert, Rudy Gay, and Bogdan.
Bogdanovich.
Yeah, I
Not
think
Bogdanovich. Yeah,
that's
but
him.
it's
That's him.
Bogdan.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's him. That's him.
Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich.
Okay, okay,
Bojan Bogdanovich. Yeah, that's
okay.
him. I think that combination of players is a better supporting cast for Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, and Jordan Clarkson than what Dallas may have to offer. And
But
Tim
but
Hardaway Jr. And let me finish. Hold on. And over Luca's supporting cast. Now the point was brought up in the chat where Luca might need help, and you spoke to it also. And while I don't think this is Dallas's year, I do believe, however, that they'll give Utah a run for their money, but they just don't have enough. Plus Dallas has a young coach in Jason Kidd, who I don't know is ready
young.
for the big time stage.
Freezy, you got. I think you want to rephrase that statement with Jason Kidd being young. Jason Kidd already had 2 stints in the NBA as a coach, so I wouldn't say he's young. I'd say
Yeah,
he's a veteran. So
right,
it's just the players that he need to have him around him to take him to the next level, to the next step.
right,
And Dallas doesn't have those players to
right.
take him to the next
How
step.
did those two stints work out? The stint, the 1 year in Brooklyn, and then the stint in Milwaukee. How did those stints work out?
Um, I don't think
He got
well
fired because he got
he
fired
got
because
but he got fired in with both
Brooklyn.
stints.
Yeah.
He got fired in both stints, right?
Well,
He couldn't take Giannis to the next level. Um, and then he has well, listen, we need to see if what he could do with Dallas once he has players around him. I don't think they gave him a chance with 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 with
Porzingis,
with no, not with Porzingis,
Hardaway.
with Milwaukee.
Oh,
With
you talking about
Milwaukee,
Jason Kidd? Okay.
yeah, I don't think they gave him a chance with Milwaukee because as soon as they got rid of him and brought in Budenholzer, they won a ring.
All right.
So I believe if they had that same team where they had brought in that point guard at the time to help Jason Kidd, I think we probably would have. I don't know if they would have still won the NBA championship, but I would have liked to see what Jason Kidd would have done with with Holiday and 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 the rest of the cast that they have right now.
Mm,
So that would have been interesting.
yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. I think Jason Kidd is. Yeah, Jason Kidd is still a young coach, man. Jason Kidd. He's not a spring chicken, right?
Right.
But yeah, man, my man is. Yeah, man. And we're talking about going against a Quinn Snyder. Yeah, Quinn Snyder has been there and done that.
Yeah, well, I believe Quinn Snyder has more horses also too. And the next thing I was about to say, they got the boy. I think believe his name is Eddie House. So and he's a good defensive wing also too. I think they just got him off an injury. So I think we had him on the roster at one time. The Knicks had him on the roster at one time and let him go.
Right.
So right now he's with Utah right now, and he made he's making an impact with that team right now. So,
Right.
I mean, once you see everybody get back healthy, you know, the you just called his name, Whitehead
Whiteside.
and Whiteside and Rudy and Bogdanovich and and Conley stays healthy. I think they could make it to the second round. Dallas is going to give them a run for their money, But
Right.
as I said, Quinn Snyder, he's on the hot seat right now, and they blowing. I think they blow a 20-point lead last night again,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken. So look, Quinn Snyder is on the hot seat. So you know he has a
Right.
lot of adjustments. He has a lot of adjustments going into the playoffs, into these last coming weeks.
That's what people say. But Utah, as a franchise, is rock steady. They don't do the knee jerk, like they don't nix it up, right? So while if they have playoff failure, they will improve from within, right? They ain't just gonna fire a dude now. Now they ain't gonna do that now. You if because where Utah is where a lot of franchises want to be. They have a young star, two young stars, right? They make the playoffs. They have minimal playoff success, not as much as they want, but they do have playoff success, right? And so don't confuse them with the Knicks or the Sixers or somebody that's going to fire a coach every 3 years. No, they ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's time to move on from Quinn Snyder, if it's time to move on, if it is indeed time, they'll do so, right? But they'll be more calculated. They won't be knee jerk. You know what I'm saying? They'll be more knee jerk. They not the Clippers. They not like, oh my God, we've been trash forever. Now we good. And if we don't stay good, we're gonna fire the coach. They ain't gonna do that. I could see that if Utah loses in the first round, I could still see Quinn Snyder coming back.
Nah, I don't see that.
Well,
He
but
he
Stapha Don, base it on something. Based on what?
base it on Donovan might want to be in Utah anymore. He wants to get out. He wants to make it to at least the Western Conference Finals. Okay, and recently they've just been blowing a lot of 20-point leads.
All right, so have we heard Donovan Mitchell say that, or is that a Knicks fan saying that?
No, we have him say in the last 20-point lead that he blew, he's like, yo, it's the same again. The same again. He didn't have an answer in the press conference if you listen to him.
Right. But did he say he want to leave Utah?
He did not publicly come out and say, but there's rumblings of it.
Right. But there's
rumblings of it. There's rumblings of him
matter.
not being happy. There's rumblings of him between him and Rudy is not really good.
Did he say it though?
I mean, look, all of these guys been trained to do public relations in front of the media. He's not gonna just go out and just throw the organization and the team underneath the bus like that.
Right.
But from an outside looking in, yeah, we the commentators and and all the politicians, I should say, of the game. Right. I mean, we gonna say these things.
Right.
So so just from the outside looking in, man, look, they don't make it to at least the Western Conference to make Donovan happy. Right. You might see a 4 straight from Donovan, him coming out and saying that, and then you might see all the dominoes fall from there. Like the first step might be getting rid of Quinn Snyder. Once he does not make it at least out of the second round. He makes it to the Western Conference Finals, he's keeping his job back. He doesn't make it to at least that doesn't make it to at least the second round.
Right.
Or fall in the second round. Yeah, look for probably Donovan to probably force his way out of Utah. This is my opinion. All right. And Quinn Snyder being fired.
Well, I will say this. I don't think none of that's happening. I don't think they're gonna make it to the Western Conference Finals. I don't think Snyder's getting fired, and I don't think Donovan Mitchell's being traded. Right? And the reason being is because for one, it makes too much financial sense for the Utah Jazz right now to keep everything the way it is, right? Because if they try to shed salary just to save money, then they're taking a step back into the lottery. And the Utah Jazz is not a lottery team. The Utah Jazz is a perennial playoff team. Anytime you look at the playoffs in the Western Conference, the Utah Jazz are there, right? They're steady. They're a 50-win organization just about every year, somewhere between 47 to 53 wins is what they do, right? And if they disturb that by making a knee-jerk move, because if they don't make the Western Conference Finals, it could be for a number of reasons. It could be due to injury. It could be due to running into a hot player buzzsaw. It could be because of a number of reasons. If it's one of those deals where Quinn Snyder forgets how to coach basketball and he gets fired, okay. But if it's just one of those where the circumstances, the odds, like if it's just one of those deals where they just don't have enough manpower. If they don't have enough manpower, that's not a coaching issue. That's a front office team president issue. That's
I
a Danny.
remember Joe
That's a
Ingles.
Danny age.
Remember also they traded Joe Ingles too.
Right.
He had got an ACL injury also too. So
But
all those.
He was out for the season already though.
Yeah, he had an ACL. Yeah. So and he was part of he was part of that circle too.
Right.
Before he got injured.
Right. And remember the veterans that they have. So
Freezy, give me 1 second, okay?
No, I got it.
I'll be right back.
I got it. So the thing is what people don't look at is the Utah Jazz. They have a lot of veterans, but they also have a good young core developing from their bench, right? And I'll name the guys again. I think I had this conversation one time before already. So Eric Pascal is a nice young player. Donovan Mitchell is a nice young player, right? I don't know who Trent Forrest is. I don't know if he's going to be good long term or not, right? They have Jared Butler, the combo guard out of Baylor. They got out of the draft last year, and they have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, right? A nice young piece. They also have Azubuike, the kid from Kansas, the beast from Kansas that came out of the draft last year, right? Don't get fooled. Don't get fooled with this talk like, Utah doesn't really have any pieces. All they have is Donovan Mitchell, and if Donovan Mitchell can't make it to the NBA, can't drag this team to the NBA Finals. Nah, they have a well-rounded team where players know their roles. And I know as Knicks fans, we don't necessarily understand that concept because our coaches never put young players in roles for them to develop long-term or is patient enough with them. But Utah, why would Utah like let me speak to this, what you guys are saying. Y'all are saying Spider is leaving, right? Where is he going? If he leave, he got to go somewhere. Y'all tell me where he going. Right? All right. So Spider leaving. If he leaving, where he going? Where he going? It's about what I thought. Where's Donovan Mitchell going? If he leaving, where he go? Yeah. This is exactly about what I thought. He's going where he want to go. Right. That's about what I thought. That's just a random thing. What y'all wanting him to leave and him leaving are two different things. You know what I'm saying? He ain't. Yeah. Why would Utah? Why would Utah trade?
I'm back, Uncle Freeze.
All right. Stapha Don. Why would
Yes,
Utah?
sir.
Why would Utah trade Donovan Mitchell? What's their motivation for doing that?
I mean, I don't think they will want to trade Donovan Mitchell, but if Donovan is not happy and he wants to force his way out, yeah, they will have to trade him and get back fully compensation back for him. But they just wanting to trade him just to trade him. No, I don't see that happening because Donovan already signed a 5-year deal already with Utah to stay there.
Right.
But as I said to you before, if he's not happy and he comes out and says he wants to force a trade, a James Harden type of force his way out, yeah, they don't have any other choice but to trade him and get back fully compensation for him. So that's the
Hey,
only
so
reason why. That's the only reason why I see
and
Utah trading
at this
him.
right here. So Freezy know all the info, but didn't know Spider said he tired of the BS. Come on, man, stop being ridiculous. Yeah, stop being ridiculous. Yeah, like stop being ridiculous. Stop being ridiculous, man. You sound crazy, right? So yeah, stop being ridiculous. It's like somebody trying to be the star of the show from the chat. They're like, I'm the star of the show. Look at what my comment. Man, stop being ridiculous. Stop being dumb. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, Donovan Mitchell did not say that he is tired of the Utah Jazz. Donovan
Right.
Mitchell said that he is tired of this team blowing leads. Stop taking what that man said and twisting it to some weird agenda. Be smart about what you say. So don't be ridiculous. He didn't say he was tired of the Utah Jazz. Are you crazy? My man, they blew a couple of leads in games where they were dominant, and he said that he is tired of that team blowing these leads. That's what my man said, right? And we twisting words and put it in Donovan Mitchell. How powerful are we as a fan when we could take what somebody said and put it and twist it and put words in an NBA star's mouth?
Well, Freezy, listen, certain fan bases like LA, they have a voice over there, just as New York also too.
Knicks fans
Right?
don't have
So
a voice. Knicks fans don't have a voice.
Look, I think so.
How?
I think Knicks PR and LA PR and all of these other certain big market teams when fans, because we pay all our money, bro.
So
we pay
so
see, you don't think we at least have a say?
Where your stars at?
As fans?
Where your stars at?
LeBron.
No. I'm talking about the Knicks. You said the
well,
Knicks
you know
have
what? In general, I'm talking about the big markets when I say that. Right? So I have you know what I mean? So those are stars also too in LA.
Right.
You know, we don't have any stars. You're right. But LA does. And I know Jeannie Buss and all these other people that's up there listen to some of these stars because they pay all of that money. You know, to come and put all this money together, and they tied for 10th place.
Hey, Stappa,
in the Western Conference.
Hold on,
San Antonio.
I'm gonna speak to this dude Ken in the chat. Hey Ken in the chat, stop being dumb. Stop being stupid. You pointing out talking about why when my stuff, man. Stop. Hey, listen. What you saying is ridiculous. Say your own stuff. Stop riding people coattails. Say your own stuff. You want to be somebody? You want us to recognize who you are for being smart? Say your own stuff. Like you saying stuff for other people. Like, yo, stop with this and Uncle Freezy that and blah. man, you want us to recognize you for being smart? Say some smart stuff on your own, right? Instead of saying this mess like I'm a hey, oh, you a man? Okay, man.
Look, I don't even know what's going on, to tell you the truth. I
Right.
have yet to study what if Ken even say anything about me. It doesn't matter right now. Stop
Yeah.
stop giving him all this publicity.
Yeah,
Just leave
yeah.
it.
Stop. I'm just saying stop. So what I'm saying
Yeah.
is when we do these things, what I'm saying is if like listen, we try to do this thing for us to come on here and like exchange this info, man, have a little fun, put some real stuff out here, and then you know, look, that's what we deal with. That's what we deal with. Look, go ahead and get your shine. Go ahead and get your shine, Ken. Go ahead and get your shine.
Boy,
That's what you want, right? Go ahead and get your shine. This is now you can now you the star of the show. Now you the star. That's what you want. Go ahead and type something else. This is what you want, right? You want to be the star of NBA talk. Now you got your shine. You're welcome.
so
Yeah,
um
it just so I just wanted to point that out because Stafford, what happens is this like the thing with Donovan Mitchell, and I'm gonna get back to the Donovan
uh-huh.
Mitchell. The thing
Right.
with Donovan Mitchell is fans want to see something. Is fans like to see stars move around the league. They like to see stars move around the league. That's what we like to see as fans, right? Right. That's what we like to see as fans. We like to see star movement, right? It's one of those things. Everybody likes to see trades and free agency and all these things. So it's like the smallest thing that we hear from a fan or whatever is or the smallest thing we hear from a star or whatever, we take it as oh, it's imminent that this person is leaving, right? But what we forget is these NBA players and stars are human, right? These NBA stars are human. Like they get frustrated when they win or lose. I'm sorry, not necessarily win, but they get frustrated when they lose, especially in a game where they felt like they should have won. And that was the point that I'm getting at. These stars, like in a game where you felt like you should have won and you mess around and lose. You know what I'm saying? When you feel like the game is taken away from you, you know what I'm saying? Then you get frustrated. And this is the type of thing that happens with your LeBron Jameses, with your Donovan Mitchells. Because the thing is that my man blew that his team blew a 20-point lead and they lost, right? And for us, we don't consider that my man is just frustrated in that moment. Not
Right.
frustrated overall. Not
Right.
not not I hate Utah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just my man legit lost a game that they felt like they should have won. He's frustrated, and we take that as that now Donovan Mitchell want to go to Miami or wherever. You know what I'm saying? It's because think about this. Why would my man want to leave his own franchise, a franchise that he's the man of, and go and coexist with another star in another city? When he gonna get all the love? When he gonna get all the love in the place that he's at?
Yeah, but Freezy, he's not the only star that also signed a big contract and comes out probably next year or two and says he wants to leave. So it has many stars that did that. You have the KDs, what I mean, that was in OKC. He went to Golden State. He won two championships. and then he wanted to leave to go to Brooklyn, right?
Right.
You got the who else you have? The James
But
Hardens.
but but but
You know, what I
KD
mean,
but KD was not a disgruntled star. KD was a star that played out his. Hold on, wait, hold on. KD played out his rookie contract. He signed an extension with Oklahoma City and played out that extension, and then he became a free agent at a time that the salary cap increased, where the playoff teams had significant money where they could sign a free agent, right?
okay.
And so during that time, Golden State just happened to have enough money to sign Kevin Durant to a 2+1, right? He played the 2 years. He didn't take up the second one, the other year. He wound up signing with Brooklyn, right? There was no deal where he was unhappy. He was not unhappy with the OKC organization, and he was not unhappy with the Golden State Warriors organization. He was not
All right. So
making. He would hold on. Wait, Stapha Don. Wait, hold on. You want to partner with somebody now? You're not here by yourself.
No, I know. No, but I'm just saying. Point said with KD. You're right. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is just because players move around the league don't mean that they hate the franchise that they left. The same thing with LeBron James. LeBron James left Cleveland. He went to Miami, right? He left Miami. He went back to Cleveland. He left Cleveland, went to LA, right? And even though the press and all these different things, we were like making up like these rumors ourselves, you never saw LeBron James or Kevin Durant, or for the most part, 90% of the stars that leave their current teams, you never hear them see them say that they hate the franchise that where they're at and they want to leave and go somewhere else. And I think what we're doing is forecasting that on Donovan Mitchell, because as fans, we like to see star movement.
I mean, you have a point. You have a point, but when you see some of these stars once rings, and I guess they see a better opportunity, they're going to try and force themselves out. Of course, KD wants to be the man. He got his rings. He wanted to go to Brooklyn to be the man, but yes, still he had to bring two people with him, right? Which was Harden and Irvin. Then you see another disgruntled star as Harden forces his way out from Houston, then forces his way out from Brooklyn. Then he's on Philly right now. So sometimes the grass on the other side is not always greener, right? I mean, Donovan may regret trying to, even if he say he wanted to leave, right, and go somewhere else. It might not be what he wanted, but it might be the best for him, right? So I'm not saying he's going to do it, but I don't see Donovan, as you would say, just pick up and leave just to go to Miami, just to go to Miami. It has to be for significant reasons, and one of this probably significant reason is getting bounced out of the first and second round every year, and not making it to at least a finals within his career while he's at Utah. So that could be the only one of the, I don't know. He maybe want to leave, probably for something that's better.
Like where?
Miami. I mean, you got that guy called Pat. What's his name? Pat Riley down there, man. With his savvy self. He want to come win the championship. Throw down his rings. We got state taxes. We got state taxes that's free. You're not paying any taxes. So I mean, and then you get to be in the playoffs every year. Those are the type of things that Pat Riley would throw out at Donovan Mitchell, just to tell him like, yo, we win rings down here, and we could put a team around you. So, Pat Riley, he is very savvy when it comes to those things, man. And even though Dwayne Wade is a part of Utah, look, he could even probably, and both of them are friends, and he looks up to Dwayne Wade as a mentor. So even if he was to say like, Dwayne, I want to go to Miami, you never know. Dwayne might give him that okay and be like, yo, that's a good organization. They do things right. You know what I mean? Eric Spoelstra will put you around winning players. So look, Miami is a destination. I wouldn't be surprised that if Donovan said he wanted to force his way out, is a place. Miami is a destination for him to be there.
Right. I don't think so, bro. I just don't. I think as fans we get head over heels. Right. So what we're saying, so for one, how is Donovan Mitchell getting to Miami when they're already over the salary cap?
Look, knowing Pat Riley, look, he just got fined for tampering 2 second-round picks. You think he care? Whatever he loses to bring more rings to Miami, he just got tampering for the point guard they just brought in. So you think him losing a couple more draft picks or losing probably a $6 million a year in Tyler Hero to bring in Donovan and a couple more picks? Or even what's his name? Trading Bam? Or even that 3-point shooter?
Right.
Come on. This is Pat Riley we talking about, man. And Eric Mickelson, whoever his name is. I lived in Miami for years, man. So I know.
Right.
These guys ain't afraid to spend money, man.
Right. Okay.
So, but I mean, everything is just speculation, and he says, she says. So,
Right.
but I will be looking at that particular series, Freezy. That 4-5 matchup, that will be interesting, and I will be looking. My eye will be on Quinn Snyder, who for these next past couple weeks going into the playoffs, because I do believe he's on the hot seat. Yeah,
Okay.
I do believe so.
I just, man, I don't know. Maybe so. Right. I just don't think so, man. And I don't know if a playoff team with good pieces is going to take a playoff loss and then make major changes in the organization.
All right. Next example, Golden State. Right. Golden State. They had all the pieces. What they did, they got rid of Mark Jackson and brought in Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr took him to the next level. Right. So you never know. They could get rid of Quinn Snyder and say, you know what, the next coach comes in and bring everything, and you never know, makes a run to the finals, and Donovan stays for the next period of his contract. You never know, it could happen like that. But I do believe Quinn Snyder is on the hot seat. Donovan, as you said, Donovan mightn't want to go. He probably loves the city. He already signed that 5-year contract, but it problem could be the coach. And probably just need a championship level coach to probably take him to the next level. Probably a win now coach like in Tom Thibodeau. You never know.
Well, you never know. You never know.
So
the thing is, yeah, I think it's risky I think it's risky being in our situations to say that a guy that wins a bunch of games during the regular season manages rosters well, right? Don't forget about that. Manages rosters well. You don't hear about the Utah Jazz being injury prone, plagued. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, coaches like Quinn Snyder are great at massaging a roster, like knowing when to go hard, knowing when to back off, and you have to be good at that in order to win close to 50 games every year, right? You have to be a good coach. Are the Utah Jazz willing to risk firing Quinn Snyder and bringing in another guy that may not be able to do the things that Quinn Snyder does or better? Right? I mean, yeah, man. It's to me, it seems like, the fans are searching for a narrative. I don't think now if you told me that Frank Vogel may be on the hot seat, then I would say, okay, I think Frank Vogel is on the hot seat.
Oh, the mighty Lakers.
Yeah,
oh, yes.
I think Frank Vogel is definitely on the hot seat, right? And it's because they had unreasonable expectations from the start that he couldn't control. Like, that roster is old and it's not flexible, so to speak. You feel me? Like, it's not a roster that can, if the style of play changes in the NBA, they can adapt. Like, if everybody starts going up tempo all of a sudden, can the Lakers do that? No. Without putting a lot of wear and tear on LeBron, Westbrook, AD, Carmelo. You feel me? So it's what I'm saying is just I would say be reasonable, right? Like for instance, a coach on the hot seat, a coach on the hot seat might be the coach in Atlanta.
What?
Nate McMillan. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nate McMillan is still in the play-in. He brought his team. Right now his team is like 41-37.
Right.
He still brought his team over 500. Right. I don't think that's a losing season for him to lose his job. I still think.
I didn't say he got fired, Stapha Don. I never said
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that.
Yes,
I said
you did. Yes, you
did. No, you told me you think he's on the hot seat. I don't think. Right. I don't think he is on the hot seat because I still think he has grace period, just based it on the fact that he still has a winning record. He's still over 500 by 4 games. He's still in the play-in now. We still have 4 or 5 more games, and we still have playoffs to see where, if he wins a play-in, to see where he could take this team in a 7-game series. So I'm not counting Coach McMillan right out as yet as being on the hot seat. I don't think he's on the hot seat.
Right, so for one, you missed a couple of my points. For one, I said I think Nate McMillan might be on the hot seat. I didn't say Stapha Don thought that Nate McMillan was on the hot seat. And two,
I have to disagree with that one first.
You can't disagree. So how you gonna disagree with me saying my opinion is this guy is? It's my opinion.
I know that, and I disagree with that opinion. I could disagree with that opinion.
Okay, all right.
Can't I?
No, because everybody listen. Everybody, now you might have your own individual thought, but you can't. Right. Like everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat has their own opinion.
Of course.
We can't say no. You can't have an opinion. You know what I'm saying?
No, right.
That's what I'm saying. So
No,
so
what I
and
didn't say. Well, I didn't say you couldn't have an opinion, but
so so, so what are we
but
saying then?
no. But what I'm saying is that you're saying that how you think Nick McMillan is on the hot seat, and I'm telling you, in my opinion, to your opinion, I don't think that he's on the hot seat.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just disagreeing with that opinion, with that saying. I don't think he's on the hot seat.
Okay. So yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think so. I still believe he still has another year. Now, if next year he's still in the same position, going into the play-in and not the playoffs, as to say, well, he's in the top 6, then I'll say, you know what, Freezy, Nate McMillan may be on the hot seat. You know, I'll say that then. But for right now, I think he's still. I think he made it. Him and probably the other coach in Charlotte. I think they probably may give him another year too.
Mm.
What's his name? Do you? I forgot his name. He has a
Borrego.
Borrego.
Right.
I still think he has another year underneath his seat. I may be wrong. I may be
Right.
wrong. Him. I may say I'll put him in that position you put Nick McMillan in right now. I'll probably say him. You know, I think Jordan may be itching to probably fire him. You know, because
Mm.
he was in the top 6, I believe, early in the year
Right.
before they dropped down to number 9.
Right.
So I may have him.
Right.
You know, but you feel free to disagree with my opinion too, Freezy.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Nate McMillan is on the hot seat,
Okay.
right? And so this is why I feel like Nate McMillan is on the hot seat, right? So a team like Atlanta goes all in, makes moves 2 years in a row, so that they can ascend from the place that they were, a borderline playoff team. Maybe have missed last year. They made the playoffs for the first time in a while. They got a big time victory in the playoffs over the New York Knicks and a major market team, right? They had significant playoff success last year, making the Eastern Conference Finals and falling short, right? And
Right.
how that happened is they started the season with um, Lloyd, whatever his name is, I forgot his name. Lloyd, uh, I don't know why I want to say
Yeah, I
Lloyd,
know
right?
the black coach.
Right,
Right.
right, right.
Right.
But they fire him. Nate McMillan take over, and then this year with a full year, they get less results. Like the wind beneath their wings from Nate McMillan after um the coach got fired. Now Nate had the team for a year on his own, and the team is a play-in team, right? The team is the eighth seed, right? It's one of those deals where, for the most part, Atlanta was healthy. For the most part, I would consider they were healthy all year, and so the team didn't achieve the lofty expectations that they thought they were going to. So 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 while the seat may not be scorching hot for McMillan, that I do think that seat is warm. I felt like Atlanta felt like they had all the requisite pieces to become a major player in the East, and they did not. Is what I'm getting at.
Okay. Okay. I feel that argument. I definitely feel that argument. You got a strong argument there. Okay. Made me change my stance. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not, and the hot seat, and so the thing when we had the hot seat, right? We all well, not I'm not gonna say we always assume. I don't want to generalize. What I'll say is when we hear the phrase hot seat, we assume that termination is pending. Nah, all that means is there's more pressure on the coach to perform. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. It just means that it's more pressure on the coach to perform. And then if he doesn't perform, that means then something else may happen. You might have to escalate it to see to get warmer and warmer and warmer. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, right? Is that the way you look at Quinn Snyder? Is that he is on a hot seat, like something has got to give, or the organization is going to step in and start doing stuff? Like, hey man, listen, you got this season right here to turn it around, or we might have to make changes. Or the organization may come in and change parts of his coaching staff, the assistant coaching staff, or something like that, in order to get the team to winning. Because ultimately, organizations want to win.
Yeah, I just think they going to change coaches. I think as far as Utah, I think they're gonna look to change coaches if he can't take them to the conference finals this year. I think they're gonna look to remove Quinn Snyder.
So okay, so when do you put Doc Rivers on the hot seat?
What was the question, Freezy?
When do you put Doc Rivers on the hot seat?
This year.
Okay. All right. When do you put Taylor Jenkins on the hot seat?
Too early.
Okay. What about Mike Malone, the coach from the Denver Nuggets? When do you put him on a hot seat?
The Denver coach, Malone, he just signed the extension. They just gave him an extension. So he's going nowhere.
Right. But at the same time, he has a MVP candidate every year, and they don't have playoff success.
Well, that's a mismanagement situation, because if you see a Denver coach is not taking you nowhere, why would you go ahead and sign him to an extra extension? So that I didn't understand.
Right, and so it's the same. It's like it's the same question that we're posing to Quinn Snyder, because they have a young up and coming potential potential MVP candidate on a team that's having limited playoff success. So while we say this thing applies to Utah, why doesn't it apply to Denver? And Denver has a league MVP.
Well, we don't know the terms of the contract, so never know. They probably pull that contract within a year or two, even though he signed that extension. So,
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Hey, Freezy, give me 1 second, okay?
All right. So everybody, this is the thing that I'm getting at. All I want is in this conversation for the arguments for or against, just to be even, fair across the board. Right? Just be fair across the board. That's all. Like if it applies to Utah, how come it doesn't apply to Denver? And if it applies to Utah, how come it doesn't apply to Memphis? And if it applies to Utah, how come it doesn't apply to other places like Philly? Is what I'm saying. If we're using this, if y'all saying this is absolute common sense, right? If this is common sense, then how come it doesn't apply to everybody? And listen, and if I'm wrong about it, like if I'm wrong about this hot seat scenario about Quinn Snyder, just show me proof in other places that you can apply the same logic and that it works. But if you're applying this thing only to the Utah Jazz just because Knicks fans want Donovan Mitchell, to me it don't make sense. It's not fair, right? If you want Donovan, like say for instance, if we want Donovan Mitchell, just say we want Donovan Mitchell, right? I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Yes, I want Donovan Mitchell. Yes, I want Donovan. Would I like to have Donovan Mitchell? Heck yeah. But to pick them apart to say, hey man, if they don't win something, he out of there. I don't know. It's the same speculation we do all the time as Knicks fans. And so E. Gibson says something smart. Like, so E. Gibson says, every team is not in the same position. Listen, I agree. I agree with you. Because the Knicks are not in the same position as the Utah Jazz. The Knicks are not a playoff team with a rising star that's 25 and under, and they're frustrated by having playoff success. The Knicks are not that team, right? Orlando is not that team. OKC is not that team. So what I'm asking is for a team in a similar situation, like the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets, their star may not be 25 and under per se, but he's a league MVP and he's in the conversation every year. They have a good young core, and they have playoff success, but they don't have championship contention success, right? So what I'm saying to that is, it was good for the goose has to be good for the gander. Like if these teams are similar, name another similar team where the same logic applies. Name another team where the same logic applies, where a young star is having playoff success and he's going to become disgruntled because they can't win it all, and he would like to go to another team. Just name it. Hey, so Pudge Knight says I'm wrong, but how? How is that thinking wrong? Just name another team. Stars. The Utah Jazz have two stars, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. They make the playoffs just about every year, right? They make the playoffs every year, right? They have playoff success. And then both stars are like, hey, man, we can't get over the hump. We can't get over the hump. I want to go somewhere else. Just name it. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. And Pudge Nice, listen. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. You know me. Come on, dog. We've been at this too long. If I'm wrong here in this, right, then I'll admit I'm wrong. Hey, I was thinking this way, and it was actually happening this way, and such and such and such. So, I was wrong on it. But name another team where the playoff success drives a team mad, where they just want to blow it up and get rid of these stars. As difficult as it is to get one star in the NBA, we're talking about teams trading away their star because he becomes disgruntled. Name it. And so Ray says, if I'm a GM, I'm scared out of my mind, got no picks, got no money to do anything, but I have D. Mitchell, who is your best asset. That's business. See, that ain't completely true. That's conjecture. I mean, yeah, I'll put I'm gonna throw the link in the chat, man, just real quick. I think Stapha Don is coming back, but so if I'm a GM, I'm scared out of my mind, got no picks, got no money to do anything, but I have Donovan Mitchell, who is your best asset. Right, but they also have Rudy Gobert. What's up, Austin?
Hey,
what's up, Austin? Yeah, man.
Tough day, huh?
Nah, I had that vegan bacon,
and
the plant-based bacon and the plant-based sausage. So I tried that out, man. I ain't really.
I would stay away from that stuff if I was you.
Yeah, I gotta
I'll
find.
talk. I'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, I definitely have to find an alternative to that because it's not. Because even though it's not, it's plant based. It's not healthy. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find a. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what I was kind of doing multiple things. I was just versing through the chat. So the talk is Donovan Mitchell, right?
Yeah. Well, the talk is so it's not Donovan Mitchell per se. It's the fact that if Utah doesn't have playoff success this year, then they may be forced to make wholesale changes, including firing the coach and trading their superstar.
Yeah.
That was a conversation.
Yeah, and like I quoted on the chat. Okay, because I was right there. So I quoted in the chat that I'm for it because it forces us to blow it up to a certain degree. If we do get it, we will have to give up like half of everything,
right,
to do it, and that's something that I'm down for because we don't have anything. And if Donovan Mitchell is willing to do that and suffer through a year or two for guys to rebuild and develop, which we already know develop is a whole different topic, but let's, in a happy world, let's say if it happens, I'll do that in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think about it. Because he's the best product that we'll have on the court since Mo.
Right. Yep. I 100% agree. Donovan Mitchell is a MVP caliber player in the making. In the right situation.
Yeah. So, I'll talk to you later about this after the show. But I was listening to Nick Fandom. I won't point out any names. I was listening to Nick Fandom channels, and a light bulb went off in my head, and I really do understand why I hear the narratives that I hear. So I'll get into detail why later with you personally, but I'm gonna say this though. Even I have no problem with Donovan because we still have to develop players around him anyway.
Right.
Regardless. So I just don't understand why the New York fan base is so impatient. They have no problem losing for 22 years. Okay? Right. But they have a problem being patient for a couple of years to truly develop something from your backyard. So y'all want the tomato, y'all want to eat the tomato, right? But y'all don't want to plant the seed. Y'all don't want to give it sun. Y'all don't want to give it water. Y'all don't want to see it grow. And not only can you eat it if you grow it, right, Freezy? You can also sell the tomatoes too.
Right.
But they don't want that. They just want to eat the tomato. That was good. Right. And it fulfills their appetite for that moment in time until the next tomato comes.
Right.
We'll talk about that later. I got some ideas.
Yeah, and so the thing is with the, and this is so what we're speaking to is not necessarily the Knicks part of it, because that's established what you just said, right? We should all know that, and if we don't know that, we need to pay attention and at least consider listening to that point, right?
Why is Chris saying you're wrong? Sorry. Go ahead.
What? I'm what?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm like, he says, stop blowing, your man's is wrong. What are you wrong about?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's what it is. It's the chat, bro. It's the chat. I don't mind though. I love it. You know what I mean? I'm not like that, you know what I'm saying, the other, you know, I love it. Bring it. And if you're sensitive and touchy, and I clap back and you get all sensitive and touchy, that just shows that you sensitive and touchy. You know what I'm saying? So so I just leave it at that. But the thing is in the Utah Jazz's position, right? Where and I'd love to I want to get Rayology on here so I can eat him up about this point that he made. Rayology, it ain't nothing personal. Ray, it ain't nothing personal, right? I just think your perception of team building may be skewed. And the reason why I say that, I'm calling out Rayology, not anybody else particularly, you have no idea how difficult it is to acquire a superstar in the NBA. Especially, and first of all, the Utah Jazz is not a small market, right? The Utah Jazz, that organization makes plenty of money, right? They are not New Orleans. Matter of fact, a franchise moved from New Orleans to Utah to make more money. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know, like the thing is so they started off as the New Orleans Jazz in a small market struggling. They moved to Utah so they can make bread, so they can make money. You know what I'm saying? It's like a franchise move from Rochester to Long Island, and then to New Jersey, and then to Brooklyn or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm getting at is this with I get you. I feel you, Ray, with the non-free agent destination. But that is about 80% of the NBA. About 80% of the NBA is non-free agency destinations. Like for the most part, you want to have a big city by the water and a media capital, right? Whether it be Chicago by the Great Lakes, whether it be Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying, right on the water, Malibu, whether it be Miami, South Beach, whether it be New York, you know what I'm saying? So for the most part, you want to be a major media market by the water. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to be. So, and if you're not that, if you're a Memphis, Tennessee, if you're a San Antonio, Texas, if you're a Charlotte, North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? You might not fit that criteria, right? If you're a Oklahoma City, you know what I'm saying, you might not fit that criteria. But what I'm getting at though is this. What did Ray say? So Ray said allowed to, but can't right now. Right.
No
problem. Okay. Yeah. No doubt. I keep reading Ray's stuff, you know what I'm saying? So Ray's stuff to get out there. So but what I'm saying is this. Every team in the league, like legit, every team in the league is not gonna be a free agency destination.
Yeah.
Right. Like even teams that do fit part of that, like your Washington Wizards, right on the water, they're not a free agency destination, right? And it's a media capital, right? You know, it's Washington D.C. It's where things in this country happen, right? But they're not a free agency destination, right? Atlanta is huge, but they're not a free agency destination. People are not dying to get to Atlanta, Georgia. They're not dying to get to Orlando, Florida. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what I'm getting at with Utah is well, let me ask you this, D Poetic. How hard is it to get a top to acquire a top 15 talent in the NBA?
Very hard.
Like how hard would you say? Would you say that happens once every 20 years for a team?
where a top 15 talent goes to a team like via trade, you mean?
Or say a top 15 talent goes to a Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, damn. And goes there. You see, the only way that happens is like, for example, like Memphis it's funny you mentioned that. Memphis is a great example of that. For example, if Memphis Grizzlies make the Western Conference Finals this year with that young core, right, I can really see a free agent or a trade happening where a top player would go there and help him get over the hump.
Right.
I can see that.
Right.
Or not this year, or the next year.
Right.
So, no, to answer your question, no, right? Not under normal circumstances. But if you do have something brewing there and you have a great young core and they can compete at a high level and they just need a guy just to get them over the hump, I could see a top 15, top 20 player going. Okay. Especially if they're not winning where they're at.
Okay. All right. And the reason why I say this is not because I don't want to hear the fascinating people are bringing up points about Donovan Mitchell leaving, right? Mm-hmm. I like to hear that stuff too. I just want it to be more realistic though. Like for instance, Utah traded Darren Williams towards the end of his career to the Brooklyn Nets for Derek Favors, right? Mm-hmm. And so what happened is, since that time, in between Darren Williams in his prime and Donovan Mitchell on draft night, can you name the Utah Jazz's star in between that time?
Darren Williams, when he was there for a bit.
No. I'm talking about when Darren Williams was traded. After Darren Williams in his prime.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean in between that time? I got you.
When
no.
And Donovan Mitchell arrived, who was the star of the Utah Jazz?
Oh no, nobody. It was Cluster. It was a cluster.
Right. They were drafting dudes like Enes Kanter.
Yeah, they took a swing on the kid from Australia.
Yeah, Dante Exum.
Right.
Then they followed that up by drafting, or I think they drafted Alec Burks before that. Right.
And Trey Burke after.
Yep. And so if the Utah Jazz could have turned Dante Exum into Donovan Mitchell right then okay, so we wouldn't have this conversation. But teams know, like for instance, who was the star of the Knicks between Pat Ewing in his prime, and Carmelo Anthony? And people are going to say, well, Allen Houston was pretty good. Yeah, Allen Houston was barely Allen Houston averaged 20 points a game 3 times in his career.
Yeah.
For as good as he was, he averaged 20 points a game 3 times in his career.
Yeah.
So was he really that good? And Latrell Sprewell played 5 seasons with the Knicks, I think. 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And he was not
and Latrell
Sprewell was not a 25, 26, 27 point per game scorer either. Right? And so when you think about that, between Pat Ewing and Carmelo Anthony, what did you really have? And after Carmelo left,
Marbury, maybe. I'm not convinced of that, but I'm just
right.
Right.
And today, think about this. After Carmelo's prime to today, who do we have in between?
Julius Randle.
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting at. It's like I'm not saying that the Donovan Mitchell talk is not fascinating. What I'm saying is teams are going to be more reluctant to give up their star because replacing that guy is difficult. Replacing stars is difficult, man. That's what I'm getting at. So I'm not saying that I don't like the conversation that y'all are. What I'm saying is, bruh, man, it's hard to find a star unless you're the Lakers, or the Miami Heat. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's gonna be it's hard to get a star to come to your town.
Right.
Because think about this. Free agents don't even sign with Boston. But the Knicks are not the only one that can't sign mega stars in free agency. The Celtics have been trying to do it for years, and they can't do it either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's tough out here. It's hard out here to find a superstar, and when you get one, you're likely to do everything you can
to hold on to it,
to hold on to that star. Yeah, man. If the Boston Celtics can't just attract a star just off their name, of multiple championships, state-of-the-art facilities, winning culture, if they can't attract a star, then other teams that barely get the star, they're not going to give their guy up.
Yeah. Very good assessment, Freezy. And that's why I always say, a peace staffer, by the way. That's why I always say,
yes,
you have to draft,
right,
develop, and build that to decide whether they're going to stay on your team for the future or whether you can move that to gain assets that can still keep you drafting and developing until you guys are ready to make a championship contending push.
Right. Yeah, man. That's yeah.
Right. I'm gonna get
and so to Stapha, to your point, man. I wasn't trying to bash it. I'm just like, man, it's rare It's rare that a guy will leave a situation that he's comfortable with, right? And he's comfortable because if he wasn't comfortable, he wouldn't have signed that extension.
The extension. No, I didn't take it as you bashed it. No, I didn't take it that way at all. No.
See, so then Nick Yak goes.
But hold on, D. I appreciate you coming in and filling in because I soon got to bounce out in a little bit. So I appreciate you, D.
Okay, no problem. Oh, okay. I was just gonna say so real quick that then Nick Yak goes, then why run Randall out of town? Because Randall's not a superstar.
Right, Randall's not a superstar.
Unless somebody else thinks that Randall.
Nah, Randall is not a superstar, man.
Randall is not a superstar, right? And so that's all I'm getting at. Like, so if there was smoke and fire, like if there was legit, the superstar came out and said, "Hey, I don't want to be here no more," right? Then I would be like, okay, let's now have this conversation, because not only is that player wanting to leave, and he clearly stated it. Now we are in competition with other star-hungry organizations that can't necessarily get stars on their own. Now we're in competition with them because they see the disgruntled star also, and they can't. They never drafted a star, and they can't get the star to come there on his own free will. So now everybody is selling themselves and making themselves available and attractive to a disgruntled star that now may have options to go to different places.
Yeah, and it's like a lottery. Like, you hope you have the winning ticket when it comes to things like that, and that's why I think, and I don't know if you said this, but if Donovan Mitchell is somebody that wants to leave, we know this is a players' league. Right. So I mean, and I understand what Ray's doing, and I get it, but at the end of the day, it's a players' league. So all that set aside, if Donovan wants to leave, he leaves. And if he doesn't play half the season, he's cool with that because he's going to leave at some point. So you kind of punch that ticket. I'm not saying that Donovan is going to come here, oh my God, it's championship. No, it's going to be tough because we're going to have to gut half our roster. We're going to have to gut assets and stuff like that. And we're going to have to start from the ground up. But when we're starting with the ground up, with a top 20 player in the league, though.
Right. And he's young. And the future is ahead of him, is what you'll be starting with. Like, you get Donovan Mitchell, you have 10 years or so, you know what I'm saying, of prime Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 8 years or so, whatever. But 8 years is a long time in NBA years. You feel me? 8 years is a long time in NBA years.
Yeah.
Right.
So Stapha Don, here's a question I wanted to ask you before you ran from my question. So when do you blow up the Golden State Warriors? You heard me?
Yeah, I hear you.
When do you blow up the Golden State Warriors?
Boy. I think you do. I think you run it for another 2 years. I think you could do another 2 years as Steph, and then I think you could blow it up. I think. I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I agree. Okay. If they don't win this year and next year,
yeah, I see them breaking it up. I agree.
So I disagree with y'all a little bit.
Okay.
Right. And so this is why I'm not saying that y'all are wrong. I just disagree. Okay. So instead of saying disagree, I'll say my point is different. So my point is different, right? So I think you try this one more time. Just one more time.
So
right?
3 years.
No.
He's saying this is the last year for them.
This
is the last hurrah.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying is the 2023 draft is my target to replenish the Warriors. Right? That's my target draft to replenish the Warriors. I don't want to go 2 or 3 years past the 2023 draft when I can legit trade these guys in their prime, get multiple draft picks in that draft, right, and replenish the roster with, now I'm not saying solely, but with Kuminga, Wiseman, who looks like a bust, by the way, Wiseman and Moses Moody and Jordan Poole, right? Because what happens is a lot of championship teams overshoot their window, and that's how come they don't become sustained dynasties, right? Legit, the Golden State Warriors hadn't won a championship since, when's the last time they won? 2018? 2018.
Yeah, before the year before Durant. No, the my bad. The 2 years before Durant went to Brooklyn. So that was at 20. Yeah, you're right. 18.
Yeah, so 2018. So the 2023 draft will be 5 years since they won a championship, right? 5 years is a long time. Now, they did go in 2019 and they lost to the Toronto Raptors because they were riddled with injury. But what I'm speaking to is not the going to the championship. I'm talking about the winning the championship is what I'm getting at. So what I'm looking to do is trade a 34-year-old Steph and a 32, 33-year-old Clay, a 32, 33-year-old Draymond for multiple draft picks before they become 36-year-old Steph and 34-year-old Clay. Right?
Yeah. Wow.
And I know that sound and I know that sounds like, a heartbreaking thing, right? Why would you break up the Splash Brothers? Because Bill Belichick taught us how you stay at the top is keep pruning the tree as you go along. And man, the Patriots didn't re-sign Tom Brady, bro. They let Tom Brady walk. You know what I'm saying?
But Freezy, I see them probably cutting Draymond first and then coming down the line and then probably cutting Clay and then probably doing Steph last. But I don't see them doing it all at once. As you say, prune the tree. I'd rather take off one leaf and probably take off Draymond.
What does that get you, though?
Yeah, but oh boy.
What is that? Because if that gets you to a second round exit, what's the point?
That rough, boy. That rough.
And if you really think about it, I think Golden State is already thinking towards that way. And that's why you've seen the development of Jordan Poole. They got Kuminga, they got Moody. And I think a reason why they have to do it another year is because Wiseman wasn't here throughout the whole year.
Right.
And if he can stay with them, he's a presence that they need. And if he could become a rim protector and a good rebounder for them, he'll be very serviceable for what they do. So, but I think they're already thinking that, Friesen. I think they're already thinking of the future, and that's why they acquired those draft picks and developing the guys the way they are.
Right. The moves down the road, like the D'Angelo Russell trade, was because they saw this day coming, right? And so just because you see this day coming, doesn't mean this day is imminent. Like, you can see the day coming from a distance away and start preparing for that day. Now, how you sell this to your fans is this: these young guys that we have tremendous upside, and at some point we have to start giving them major minutes. You have to, like, you legit can't keep Jordan Poole as the third or fourth cog on his team when he's looking like he's ready to be the second cog on his team. Right. And so you also have to get Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga looks like he's going to be a player in this league, right? So I'm not. If I had to compare him and Scotty Barnes, I have Scotty Barnes ahead of him, right? But Kuminga is on that path to be something special in this league. Now, does that mean 18, 8, and 4 with tremendous defense, or does it mean 26 points a game? I don't know, right? But what I do know is that Kuminga is super talented, and he's in the perfect organization to have his talent groomed and for him to be an impact player in this league, right? And so And so while I love Steph Curry, y'all know I love Steph. Y'all know I think Steph may be the greatest point guard to ever play this game, right? What I would do though is do I really? I'm considering this. Do I really want to keep Steph Curry, injury-prone Steph at age 35? Do I want to keep an injury-prone Clay at age 33, 34? What can injury-prone Splash Brothers at mid-30s age do in the playoffs? I'm not sure, right? I'm not saying that they're bad players right now. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is ultimately, regardless who you are as a player, at what stage of your career, you are an asset to an organization, right? That's what I'm saying. And if I can go to a team like the Knicks and be like, give me everything, all your draft picks and all your young players for Steph Curry, and you're Leon Rose, what do you say to that?
Before I get into that, Warriors, real quick. Warriors seem like the type of organization that they're not going to move off of those guys.
Right.
Like, they seem like the type that they'll easily ease them into retirement.
Right.
And play them as long as they can and develop these young guys. And maybe Clay, if you feel in a year or two he doesn't have it, I could see his limits being very limited and stuff of that nature. I don't see him bouncing off. Don't forget, man, that organization has never had anything remotely close to what they had throughout the 2010s.
Right. But they are the same organization that traded Chris Mullin to Indiana. And that's the same organization that traded Tim Hardaway to Miami.
Yeah, but it was different regiment, though.
And so I'm just saying, I'm just speaking to how the you know, and I understand there was previous ownership. They don't have new ownership, but they changed ownership during that time. The same organization that let Chris Webber walk, right? It's the same organization that traded Latrell Sprewell to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those deals where I think when you look at the Warriors, this may be a conversation that you might want to have because you can't keep Clay and trade Steph. That's crazy, right? But if you trade Clay, right? What is? I mean, it's like they go together. It's like Batman and Robin. You know,
milk and cereal.
Yeah. And so it's one of them deals like you feel like you may be forced to make the move before it's too late because you don't want to have an injury prone Steph Curry making max money on your roster with limited production. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be the Lakers with the last 2 years of Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's contract the last 2 years hamstrung the Lakers from doing anything. That's why those couple years with Randall and D'Angelo Russell and those guys were like a struggle because they didn't have the money to do anything else because they were paying Kobe Bryant, a washed up star coming off a torn Achilles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me, Stapha? Stapha busy. But
I understand.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is it's definitely something to consider.
Yeah.
And Paris Duggar, great point. So Paris Duggar says you got to stop being a prisoner of the past. I get that. And so what I'm saying is I'm not saying that I'm hell bent, Paris Duggar. I'm not saying that I'm hell bent on doing this. I'm asking the question: when is it time? I think I'll give you an example. Julius Randle had a bad season in 2020, right? He came back in 2021 and had a fantastic season. And people were chirping at the time like, hey, we should trade Randle right now. His stock will never be higher. But we decided to go on the magic carpet ride, and I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed the magic carpet ride, right? But when that ride was over, and we started a new ride, this season, it turned out to be the same thing from 2020. Whereas we probably could have got multiple first-round picks for Randall in 2021.
Yeah.
We didn't. And now we're in a situation where we may have to attach a draft pick to Randall for another team to take him.
Yeah, look at that. All within 1 year.
All in 1 year.
And that's why I said, and this was last year, so it's a couple of us, and Ray said it, what we were saying last year. When that trade deadline came, like, trade him. You could get a whole bunch for him right now, bro. And, people like, no, this is the best that we have. And look what that got us.
Right.
And I think okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was going to say that I just don't think that people really understand what it is. What are the ingredients that it takes for a superstar to have longevity in the league and being a superstar?
Right.
It's not just putting the ball in the basket. I'm sorry to tell you. There's only one guy that I could think of off the top of my head that just putting ball in the basket and that's all he does. And that was Carmelo Anthony. All these other guys, these guys rebound. These guys concede the floor. These guys are pit bulls. Okay, they're breaking apart defenses with the ball handle, with their passing game. You know what I'm saying? So you have to put all these things into consideration when you consider a star.
Right.
And it's not available.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, and so I was asking. The reason why I was asking the question is sometimes I think organizations, especially and so for those that don't know, we consider Golden State to be a small market team, right? But what people don't realize is the Golden State Warriors are in the San Francisco, Santa Clara, Oakland, California area.
Yeah.
Bread, money. That's what I'm saying. Now they might not pay that money into they may not put that money into their team, but right now I think the Warriors are a top 10 organization in terms of value.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to consider, is this small market team and their value, their overall franchise value, comparable? And yes. So when you have Oakland, Santa Clara, and San Francisco all together supporting one team, it's similar to 5 boroughs supporting a team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now I know the population is different and all that stuff, and wealth and all that stuff, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And Ray, no, we're not. We're not a free agent destination. We never have. How about that?
Right.
Decade after decade.
Right. So
No.
How so? And I said that to say this. I think the 2023 draft may be a feeding frenzy if you have multiple draft picks, right? So why not? So why not invite yourself to the feeding frenzy early and get the best position in that feeding frenzy, as opposed to letting the feeding frenzy go by, not doing anything, and then getting the table scraps in 2024, 2025.
And it's very important that worldwide. You talk about Mitchell, right? That's where we're going here, right?
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, because worldwide West got to do something while we're here.
Yeah.
It supposedly has all these player relations, and he's a guy that could push the button for doors to open and stuff of this nature. And Leon Rose and him were a powerhouse. Well, I haven't seen it yet. So if you could pull this off, gut the team, start from the bottom, and rebuild, and Donovan Mitchell is your piece to start, I ain't got no gripes with them.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. If he buys into that, then I'm with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with it. And so I'm asked, right? From your perspective, you have someone in mind for the Knicks in the draft, or do you believe the Knicks should trade the pick? Okay, so it's the Knicks question. All right. I thought we was on them. Okay, I'm gonna answer this next question then. So
let me answer with you too, please.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. In my opinion, the Knicks should do a couple of things. If I'm the Knicks, I trade into the top 10, not with their current pick, but this year will be an easier year for you to trade into the top 10 as opposed to last year when nobody was letting you trade into the top 10, right? This year should be easier for you to do that. The pathway is simpler. People don't believe in Jaden Ivey and Johnny Davis and Ben Mathurin like they believed in Franz Wagner, Kuminga, Scotty Barnes, and all those guys. For some reason, they don't believe Johnny Davis and these Jaden Ivey and these guys are as talented. Overall, the entire group is what I'm speaking to. The entire top 10 is as talented as last year's group. And maybe that's true. Right? But you can't deny the impact of a Keegan Murray. You can't deny the impact of a Ben Mathurin. You can't deny that Johnny Davis is a baller. You can't deny that Jaden Ivey has exceptional athletic ability, and if honed and crafted by the right organization, he could be something special. If he goes to the right situation, right? You can't deny this dude Banchero looks like he looks like he'll be able to score at will in the NBA. Now, is he going to be a superstar? I don't know. I don't think so, right? But we can all be wrong. It's early. This kid is 19, right? What I would do is trade into. I would like to pick twice in the top 10. That's the reason why I mentioned, even though I love Julius Randle, I mentioned trying to trade Julius Randle to Portland for those top 10 picks. I would love a scenario like that where I can take one bona fide pick, say a Johnny Davis, and take one home run pick in a Shadian Shaw, right? Where I know what I'm getting with one, and I'm hoping I'm getting something special in the other. So if one doesn't pan out, I still have, and then plus I still have our pick where we can take a player, right? Ultimately, if you're asking me, what are we going to do with our pick alone? What I would say is get a contributor that's ready to play from day one. That's not going to increase a logjam. Like, even though I like Johnny Davis and I like Benedict Mathurin, the shooting guard small forward spot for us right now is a logjam of not great talent, right? Because Burks is a good player. Fournier is a good player. Grimes is a good player. RJ is a good player. Cam Reddish, in my opinion, is going to be a good player. But that's five guys, right? That's five guys right there that are already on the roster. So if you draft another wing player, another player like Benedict Mathurin, or if you draft a Johnny Davis, then you're only adding more depth to a position where we're already mad that Quentin Grimes is not getting minutes, that Cam Reddish is not getting minutes. So, I mean,
yeah, but that's a coaching staff fault, though. That's not a talent developer standpoint issue, though. Because if you bring in Johnny or Ben, they're better than 80% of the logjam.
Yeah, I think they're better than yeah. If you bring in Johnny or Ben, I think they should probably start over Grimes, over Cam, over Fournier, over Burks. I don't think they should start over RJ.
Not right away. No.
Yeah.
I guess Stafford will go up next.
So we talking about the Knicks? Yeah.
No. I was talking about. So you didn't hear the Golden State Warriors? Yeah, you did hear the Golden State Warriors.
Thing. Yeah, I did hear. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we want. But somebody in the chat asked me a specific question about the Knicks, and so I just answered this real quick.
Oh, okay.
And so, man, I gotta get ready to get out of here too. By the way, I just wanted to say this to you though, Stapha. I really miss NBA 1-on-1. We got to get this thing back together.
Sure.
Yeah, we gotta do something. But also, just real quick, we're at the end of the season. I'm going to ask you to put your NBA Finals prediction on the record, right? And your winner, right? So who do you think is going to be in the finals, and who do you think is going to win it?
Wow. Okay, so how the East is looking right now, man. I'm still rolling with the defending champions, man. I'm still going with Milwaukee. I'm probably going for the same rematch. I'm going Milwaukee, Phoenix Suns, and I think this year Phoenix is going to win. So,
As of right
Phoenix.
now, I'm with you, Steph.
Yeah. As of right now, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right. That is interesting. So I'm gonna just throw something out here crazy. I'm gonna throw something out here crazy, bro. Right? I'm gonna throw out the Boston Celtics and the Memphis Grizzlies.
That'll be nice.
And I'm gonna say that the Boston Celtics will win in 4 games. Right? They'll sweep the Grizzlies, but watch out for the Grizzlies after that. Right? Watch out for the Grizzlies. And watch out for the Grizzlies adding a key piece or two this offseason and becoming, dare I say, dynasty.
I want to. Wow.
Yeah.
That's bold right there.
That's deep doo-doo right there, right? That's
You're
what's up, boss?
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Stapha D and
good.
captain of the ship, Uncle Freezy. What it do?
What's up, boss?
What y'all up to? Just hanging? I just popped into YouTube and saw y'all sitting here on a Sunday.
Yeah, I so we're just about to get out of here.
Oh,
we have been rocking for like 2 hours.
I saw that.
But I couldn't help but try to bring you on because I needed to see the Dallas Cowboys flag in the back. I just needed to see.
You didn't see that. Can I have 30 seconds of personal preference?
Okay, all right.
So I was driving down to Philly, and I don't know if y'all like me, weird like me. Anytime I travel, always turn on the local sports radio. And I lived in Philadelphia for 5 years. I actually was educated in South Jersey. So I actually was down there a good 9 years, right, in my life in Philly. And I remember the tank. They were going through the tank. And just hearing, they don't know what's going to happen, but just hearing the excitement of potential and talking about some of the best players. They have some of the best players in the league. So I'm just sitting here. Then what you do, you revert back to where your Knicks are. And I think I think for me it's just gonna be fate. I don't know what it is. Because just think about one thing. Imagine if last year and this year's is switched. Imagine if last year we go into the draft and get a top 10 pick. And this year we become a good team. You know what I mean? And because then we don't pay Randall. He goes on a 1-year. I mean, it's just so much stuff. But it's just the fate of the Knicks. I don't know how we had that season last year. And the funny part is, it was one of the greatest seasons I ever got to watch in 15 years. But I'm sad to have had it because I mean, we got to get better players, and they're only going to come through the draft, and it's going to take a while to do that. So, but that's all I got. It's just going to take a while, but I'm going to be happy to sit here with y'all during that time, God willing, and see maybe if we can get it right this. But I think these people are going to get fired. They won't make it that long.
Especially if they run this back next year, 25, 30 games.
Yeah. I think there will be legit be a fan base revolt if they run it back and we start getting the same results.
Oh right? My God!
Right, and then too historically, RJ Barrett is a slow starter to the season. You know what I'm saying? And then if they add new pieces, then it's going to take some orientation from. Yeah, I don't know, man.
This is amazing analysis right now. This is
Right.
nobody's talking about this stuff the way y'all talking about this right now. That is factual. That's factual, actual, what you're saying right now. And Dole is not going to be able to make it to All-Star break.
Yeah, he's going to have to blow up everything, man.
Hey, just think, Miller started coaching better after a while. Remember, Miller started looking better that year when he took over. The team started looking better. You started looking, but so risky.
Right. Hey, man. So I got this thing I'm working on. I have a project that I'm working on, and I want to invite you to it. I'm gonna do a breakdown, a historical breakdown of the Dallas Cowboys. Right. Is Stapha laughing because I know Stapha want to be there. Bro. I know he loved the Cowboys, right? But I'm gonna take about an hour and a half and talk all Dallas Cowboys straight.
We're gonna curate this show. This show gonna get hella views, and I'm going in. I'm gonna make this big. Yeah, let me tell you something, Freezy. I'm not gonna be nice on Jerry Jones. He is the reason this franchise, the last 27 years, is what it is.
Well, we got to. Well, I'm gonna talk about. I want to start with the previous owners first, and how they took something so sweet and destroyed it. It's just like the Knicks. It's the Knicks model. You take something perfect, and you destroy it. You know what I'm saying? It's what the previous owners did to the Knicks, right? They took something so perfect. All the ingredients were there for you to have.
Why don't you do a trifecta then?
No,
why don't you do the Knicks, the Cowboys, and the Mets? Throw all three in the pot, and boy, you'd have a hell.
I'm gonna do it one at a time. I got to give the Cowboys 2 hours though. In fairness to the Cowboys, and so I don't want to do the Knicks because we talk about the Knicks so much. But I'm not doing it.
We don't talk about the Knicks too much. What are you talking about?
And so I'm not doing it here. I'm doing it on a channel called Legends. So me and G-Man are gonna do we got this channel called Legends that we're grooming right now. That it's gonna be that where cats like say D Poetic can go in and talk basketball knowledge instead of just Knicks knowledge, right? Staffer can come in and talk basketball stuff and not just Knicks stuff. And it's not no pressure. Like, you don't have to have a bajillion views, but what it'll be our release. It'll be our balance. So when we come back to Blorange Tears, we won't be stressing about dumb comments in the chat. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, let me shout out my people in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. You know, we love y'all. And so GI, we'll probably do the Legends thing in a couple weeks when G-Man for Life get back in town. But so we're gonna do I think we're gonna do some Dale Earnhardt stuff with him, and we're gonna do some Dallas Cowboys stuff. I want to do the Dallas Cowboys stuff.
You trying to trick the algorithm out, baby? I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
the algorithm can't handle that Dale Earnhardt and the Cowboys, boy. You start getting 10. You'll go viral just because you'll look up like, what the heck? Why does this have 100,000 views?
Bim.
Oh, I know the game, baby. I know the algorithm game, baby. I know YouTube. Yeah. I'm not a big YouTuber, but I know YouTube.
Yeah, man. Hey, and so
I'm not Hassan Campbell.
Yo,
I'm not Netta.
Bim. Yeah, man. Hey, and so one of my pet things over there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down NBA offenses over the years. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Starting with I want to start with I want to do the breakdown of the Princeton offense, right? And how pieces of it are taken from everybody in the NBA, right? They don't do the Princeton offense because you have to be too patient. You have to be too smart and too patient with it, right? And because you get a shot up about every 34 seconds or so, right? And teams just are not patient enough to run it. But I want to do that and the invention of the pick and roll and some other stuff. I'm probably do that over there. Probably have some video to go along with. But anyway, today I gotta get out of here so I can do a few other things. Yeah, I just wanted to run that by you so that you can have that on your radar. So if you get the opportunity to come through and hang out, that you can.
Pleasure be mine, dog.
Yeah, man. Fellas, hey, thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us. This has been great.
Got you, Cam.
We're gonna try to work on we had a few logistical things going on with some people from the channel, like being out of town, some other personal stuff, so that our schedule has been thrown off a little bit. But we're gonna try to get back to what we used to do and give you guys the stuff that you deserve. I'm out of here. I'm gonna try to eat something healthy. I'll talk to y'all fellas later.
All right, later.
All right, peace.